A warm good day to all my friends and colleagues of the Indian Orthodontic Society, students and friends who are listening to my talk today on PITS 21, the concept and appliance. I'm Dr. Prasad Chitra, Professor and Head of Orthodontics at the Army College of Dental Sciences at Secunderabad. I'll give you a brief introduction to passive self-ligation, followed by some evidence on the efficacy of passive self-ligation, the evolution of the PITS 21 appliance, some unique features of PITS 21, the 14 keys to PITS case management, the concept of smile arc protection, followed by case presentations and my conclusion. Now, I'm associated with the Army College of Dental Sciences, which is my parent institution at Secunderabad. I've been associated with ACDS since inception in the year 2000. Some of the core advantages of self-ligation include the ability to ligate a case much faster, secure the arch wire much better in the slot from day one, treat patients using low friction mechanics with much lesser pain and discomfort, completing cases faster because of reduced friction, and enabling the patient to have better hygiene as well. For everything that we speak, we have to talk in terms of evidence today. So what is the evidence on efficacy of passive self-ligation? Now, all of you are encouraged to read this excellent article by Krishnan and Associates in the AJODO in the year 2009, where they made a comparative evaluation of frictional forces in both active and passive self-ligating brackets with various archwire alloys, and concluded that nickel titanium and beta titanium wires, when they were used for guided tooth movement, passive self-ligating appliances minimized frictional resistance. I've also done a lot of work myself on self-ligation. I've also written a lot of papers. I've co-authored a lot of papers. And this is one paper where we discuss the ability of the orthodontist to convert more cases requiring extractions into non-extraction, which is a great reason to adopt passive self-ligating technology. So here also the findings were that self-ligating brackets are becoming increasingly popular as they enable rapid movement of teeth along with lateral arch development, negating the need for the orthodontist to extract teeth in a majority of situations. Patients are also very concerned about pain. This is another paper that I co-authored where we compared pain levels in patients treated with clear aligners, passive self-ligating appliances, and conventional straight wire appliances, where the findings proved that the aligner therapy caused the least amount of pain, followed by passive self-ligating appliances, which is another reason for constraint. Passive self-ligating appliances also enable you to treat adults and predominantly compromised patients using lighter forces, as this paper, Finite Element Analysis Evaluation of Forces Generated with Damon Q and MPT Conventional Appliances, proves. It concluded that adult orthodontic cases, especially in adults with compromised periodontal health, they can be treated much more efficiently with minimum discomfort when you're using passive self-ligating brackets. Passive self-ligating brackets also, unlike what many clinicians think, enable the orthodontist to get adequate torque expression in a majority of cases. But this is another paper that I recently co-authored, where we discussed torque comparison between two different kinds of passive self-ligating brackets. And the findings denoted that Damon Q brackets were superior in torque expression as compared to Smart Clip by 3M. But both the passive self-ligating brackets showed adequate torque expression for most clinical requirements. Now, coming to PITS 21 in particular, coming to evolution of PITS 21, the PITS 21 name itself stands for Dr. Tom Pitts. Dr. Tom Pitts is recognized today as one of the foremost clinical orthodontists in the world. He was responsible for the introduction of the H4 passive self-ligating system, which underwent several refinements to result in the modern PITS 21 appliance. Now, conventional straight wire mechanics or conventional straight wire treatment has several limitations, as most of us know, mainly on account of inadequate bracket placement. One size fits all does not result in superior aesthetics as we know today. The great variations in tooth morphology that patients show, the variation in skeletal relationships between the maxilla and mandible in a variety of patients, which make placing brackets in one particular fashion for all systems difficult, and also due to some mechanical deficiencies inherent in conventional straight wire mechanics. There are also some fallacies relating to straight wire mechanics. That is, The via plane should be parallel to the occlusal plane for good occlusions in all situations. We don't follow these principles anymore in PITS 21. Incremental increase in arch wire sizes helps control axial inclination. Now, modern day PSL treatment, we believe in control of axial inclination from day one, as early as possible, because controlling axial inclinations earlier in treatment enable you to get superior aesthetic results, better occlusions, and these are what patients want, and faster treatment at the end of the day. Also, straight wire appliance or conventional straight wire mechanics lacks good case management strategies for superior aesthetics and occlusal results. This also we have to change with the modern day treatment goals. Now, case management or having good case management strategies are the most important criteria for getting good treatment results and completing treatment much faster. So when we use PITS 21 or when we use PITS 21 brackets, we realize that the PITS 21 patients have to be treated using what are known as the PITS case management principles. There are about 14 case management principles. We all know today that by relying too much on static records, the management of the case actually becomes counterproductive. So orthodontists and clinicians should appreciate the dynamic aspects of treatment. Look at patients differently. Look at patients when they smile, when they talk, when they swallow, and look at that and then decide as to where you want to place your teeth rather than relying only on static records. Also, we need to learn to apply contemporary clinical opportunities for patient needs, make them more relevant to what patient wants today. So in PITS 21, it is very important to understand what is known as the active early concept. The active early concept means that basically treatment in PITS 21 is broken down into two stages, stage 1 and stage 2. That's it. There are no complications. Stage 1 denotes early tipping mechanics and non-adjustable mechanics. Stage 2 is where you can adjust your mechanics, adjust your arch wires, and finish the case. So by active early, what we basically mean is we use SAP bracket positioning to adjust vertical incisor positioning from day one. We invert groups of brackets to activate the appliance quickly. We use select arch wire progressions to control axial inclinations early in treatment. We begin to use arch forms, both round and square, to develop posterior segments of the arches to enable wider, broader smiles and convert more cases into non-extraction. We also use ELS or early light short elastics to control forces from day one. We also use what is known as the simultaneous mechanics approach rather than sequential mechanics like in conventional straight wire, which can lead to greater control and efficiency. So a lot of tooth movement like alignment, leveling and overbite correction, AP correction, smile arc creation, and transverse arch development and finishing begins from day one of treatment, unlike what we see in conventional straight wire mechanics and many of the conventional passive self-ligating mechanics also. We also utilize what is known as PRAM to refine our aesthetic and occlusal goals in between treatment. So generally by about the third or fourth visit, we undertake or we take a PAN X-ray for a patient. PRAM stands for Panorex Reposition Adjust Case Management, where once we finish the stage 1 of treatment, we come into the adjustable mechanics stage. But before going into the adjustable mechanics and finishing, we focus on overcorrection and what arch wire adjustments are required for increasing the or improving occlusion and getting even more superior aesthetics. We can make tooth size adjustments. We can use positive or negative coronoplasty techniques for adjusting tooth sizes. And we can decide on further refinement of the hard and soft tissues during treatment. The unique features of PITS 21 as compared to other passive self-ligating mechanics that we see today or appliances that we see today are the square slot that you have in the maxillary and mandibular anterior region. So if you look at the slot sizes for your maxillary centrals to canines and your mandibular centrals to canines, PITS 21 has a 21 into 21 slot till the canines, a 21 into 23 slots for the premolars, and a 21 into 24 slot for the molars. So this enables us to use square wires in the anterior region for complete filling of the slot and excellent torsional and axial control early in treatment. At the same time, there's adequate play with a 21 into 23 and a 21 into 24 slot in the posterior region for arch development and sliding mechanics. So this system enables us to control the position of incisors much earlier in treatment than other passive self-ligating systems. The PITS 21 bracket that you see on the left is a refinement of the original H4 passive self-ligating bracket, which was again developed by Dr. Tom Pitts. So basically, PITS 21 has square slots in the anterior teeth with variable slot depth in the posteriors for faster control. So it enables the orthodontist to have 3D control much earlier in treatment. We also have progressive slot depth. So the aim is to have exceptional control of the anterior teeth by filling the slot completely and by enabling freedom of movement on the posterior teeth for sliding mechanics. PITS 21 also enables the orthodontist to catch a couple much faster, and the degree of play when using full-size wires in PITS 21 is much lesser as far as top control, a tip control, or rotational control is concerned, as the diagram or the picture shows. We also have only 4 wires in PITS 21. We start with the initial 014 thermally activated nickel titanium, 2 working wires, 1818 square ultra soft thermally activated nickel titanium, followed by 2020 thermally activated nickel titanium. Then you come to your final finishing wire, 2020 beta titanium or stainless steel in a minority of cases. In a case which has premolar extractions, we can use an additional wire, a 1919 square stainless steel for retraction. You can use TADs, you can use any other mechanics that you feel comfortable with when you use PITS 21, but these are the wire sequences: 14 followed by 1818 ultra soft nickel titanium, 2020 thermally activated nickel titanium, and 2020 beta titanium. So you start getting excellent torsional and axial control from your second wire by using an 1818 square, as compared to other rectangular passive self-ligating techniques which have a 22 to 28 slots, where you use a 14 nickel titanium followed by an 18 nickel titanium, and you don't have any torque control till you reach a 1425. And even in a 1425, the degree of or the angle of engagement is almost about 29 degrees as compared to 14.2 for PITS 21. PITS 21 also comes in a box like this, set of 5. You can also buy it singly. It has all the arch wires, all the tubes, an opening tool, a bracket positioning gauge, as well as a scale for measuring the clinical heights of teeth. There are 14 keys to PITS case management. First is where you carry out the coronoplasty procedures before you place your brackets to make sure that you have superior aesthetics and better occlusion. The second is you place your brackets using SAP technique or smile arc protection for maximizing aesthetics. The third is by learning how to flip your brackets on your maxillary anterior teeth for getting early lingual crown torque for controlling axial inclination. So this you can do in selective cases or in cases where you have proclined incisors. You can flip your incisors. You can also flip your canines in some cases for early lingual crown torque. We also use ELS or early short, light short elastics. These can be either class 3 or class 2 or any other form as the case may warrant. You can use this from day one for bringing about faster tooth movement. Disarticulation also forms an important part of case management strategies. You can disarticulate the dentition for preventing the occlusal forces from or for reducing the effect of occlusal forces which prevent teeth from moving, especially in the lateral aspects. Your arch wire selection and progression is the 6th key, where you can bond your brackets for SAP, and you can start using square wires with incisor leashes, as you can see here, for axial control of the incisors along with ELS. So it enables you to have control of your anterior teeth much faster in treatment as compared to other techniques. The 7th is where you motivate patients by taking records every visit, showing them the aesthetic changes and the occlusal changes that you've brought about, and helping them to continue with treatment and finish treatment much faster. NMI stands for neuromuscular control of treatment. So in the NMI stands for neuromuscular control. So in cases where patients have problems like thumb sucking, finger sucking, lip biting, those kind of problems, you enable them to have some kind, or you enable correction of those kind of problems also during treatment to make sure that the case finishes according to desired goals. And PRAM, of course, it's already discussed. That's another important step Generally, by about a third or fourth visit, you come to your pram where you take an OPG X-ray. You decide on bracket repositioning. You decide on coronoplasty. You decide on what kind of wire bending you want to give in your beta titanium wires for superior occlusion and even more greater aesthetics. The 10th key is where you decide on arch wire adjustments. All arch wires basically in PITS have broad arch forms for transverse development. You can use the PITS broad for most cases for posterior arch development from day one, except in some cases where you have a narrow maxillary arch and a wider lower arch, then you can use a PITS standard arch form in the mandibular. 1919 stainless steel wires are used generally only for retraction and extraction situations, and it is suggested to evaluate the buccal and lingual alveolar process each visit, and you can also use your PITS TMA for adjustments as required to make sure that the roots are ideally positioned. The 11th is overcorrection, where some overcorrection in all three planes is desirable. Discontinue major mechanics prior to appliance removal and allow the occlusion to adapt, and use permanent retention to hold on to corrections. Ensure, especially in adults, that the centric occlusion and centric relation match. You can manipulate the mandible during every patient visit to ensure it. You can also use semi-adjustable articulators and phase bows. You can mount your models and you can check your occlusion before debonding the case. The 13th and 14th key relate to microaesthetics and tooth size refinement. Remember that some bracket repositioning will always be required for a majority of patients. Keep evaluating the hard and soft tissues carefully to decide on what kind of procedures may be required during finishing. Carry out further occlusal adjustments to further refine the occlusion and ensure good COCR match before removing the appliances. Now, smile arc protection is another very unique feature of PITS 21, where we attempt to increase the amount of incisal and gingival show in the anterior region for superior aesthetics. So here you can see in figure 1, the vertical position of the upper anterior teeth relative to the upper posterior teeth determines the smile arc. So make sure that the smile arc extends from first molar to first molar or a 12-tooth smile. Place the maxillary anterior brackets more gingivally as compared to the maxillary posteriors. So this approach will require to use a wire plane that is more gingival to the FA point and not parallel. And by using SAP protocols as compared to traditional bracket placement, the aesthetics of the case improves dramatically. Now, coming to bracket position as it affects contemporary aesthetic goals, try to get ideal inclination of your upper incisors and canines early in treatment. We must always try for an ideal smile arc in most of our patients for superior aesthetics, because that is what patients want. There should be adequate incisal and gingival display, and the arch width should be nice and broad when the patient smiles. Now, bracket talk as it affects contemporary aesthetic goals. By placing brackets using SAP protocols, we are able to manage axial inclinations much more earlier in treatment, because the angle of engagement reduces when the brackets are placed more gingival. And else, disarticulation and arch wire progression are made much more effective when the brackets are placed using SAP protocols. So most importantly, as you can see in the figure here, when you increase the brackets or you place the brackets more gingival, from 5 to 6.5 to 7.5 millimeters gingival, you will see that the angle of engagement is slowly reducing as the bracket is going more gingival. So as the angle of engagement of a rectangular wire is reducing and the bracket is going more gingival, it means that you start getting torsional control much more earlier in treatment. Bracket inversion also creates early lingual crown talk. So even though you place the brackets at 6.5 in both these clinical situations, in the second situation where the bracket was flipped, the angle of engagement has come to 4 degrees as opposed to 8 degrees when the bracket is not flipped. So in cases of proclined upper incisors, remember to flip your brackets to get early lingual crown talk control. Now, this is one patient of mine who came to me, an adult who came to me with a complaint of spaces between her teeth, and she felt that her upper incisors were jutting out too much. And by the second visit, by using the SAP protocol, I have managed to get my upper incisors almost upright, and the patient is now very happy. So early control of incisors helps to get superior aesthetics and helps to achieve the most important problem that patients frequently complain of, jutting out incisors. Arch form as it affects contemporary aesthetic goals remember that PITS basically has 4 arch wires, 1 round and 3 square wires, and all the arch forms are broad from round to the end. And by using these arch forms, it enables us to get fuller smiles. It enables us to get more incisal display and more gingival display with a positive smile arc, which is what patients want. Now, to understand how to bond brackets using the SAP protocol, you will have to refer to what is known as the Tom-Tom chart. The Tom-Tom chart is a chart which is prepared by Dr. Tom Pitts and Dr. Thomas Castellanos together. So that is why it is known as the Tom-Tom chart. So basically in the Tom-Tom chart, you measure the clinical crown height of the maxillary canine. And once the maxillary canine clinical crown height is confirmed, then you refer to the chart to know the bonding heights for the centrals, laterals, first and second premolars, first and second molars. And the same procedure is repeated in the mandibular as well. The PITS 21 starter kit box comes along with a specially graduated scale for ease for measuring the crown heights of the clinical crown heights of all your patients. Now coming to my case presentations, case 1 is a severe bimaxillary protrusion case where in an adult where we had to resort to all 4 extractions. So there are some clinical situations, I would say, where extractions may be required. This is one situation like that, a severe bimaxillary proclination. This is the external view of the patient where you can see that the teeth are jutting forwards and she's closing her lips with a lot of difficulty. And the dentition also proves the case to be severe bimax, difficult to treat non-extraction, and the arches are also asymmetric with the incisors, both the maxillary and mandibular incisors are severely tipped. So we bonded the brackets using SAP protocols. The decision on flipping the brackets has to be taken on a case-to-case basis. In this particular instance, because I was extracting all the 4 bicuspids, we didn't flip the brackets. So these are the brackets bonded using SAP protocols, and ththese are the initial 014 NiTi arch wires that we place for initial leveling and aligning. 2 months after the initial leveling and aligning, the case goes into 1818 NiTi, ultrasoft NiTi, using class 2 elastics and incisal niches. So these are very, very distinct features of PITS 21 mechanics, where we use these long incisal niches on the maxillary and mandibular anterior teeth for uprighting the incisors quickly in treatment. This can be used in round wires as well, right from day 1. And the class 2 elastics help, or the class 3 elastics in this case, helps me to retract the incisors, retract the lower incisors to get a positive overjet to enable retraction into class 1. And the incisal leashes and the 1818 NiTi wires help me to gain axial control and torque control early in treatment. So getting torque control early in treatment is a key for completing the case much faster with superior aesthetics. For using the elastics in the method shown, then we will have to use lingual buttons on the maxillary premolar teeth. So the lingual buttons from the maxillary premolars will be engaged onto the mandibular canine brackets for uprighting the incisors into getting the lower incisors upright. The trick in cases like this, where you see the upper and lower incisors proclined, is to get the lower incisors upright as quickly as possible. Now, to get the lower incisors upright as quickly as possible, it is required for you to use the elastics in the manner shown to enable lateral arch development of the maxillary arch as well. So this is a picture showing you the SAP bracket positioning for the same case with the ELS or the early light shot elastics for uprighting the lower incisors, 1818 NiTi wires for good torsional control, and incisal leashes for getting the incisors upright and preventing further flare of the incisors. Now, in conventional passive self-ligating techniques, sometimes relief of crowding comes at the expense of further flare in incisor position, which is negated in PITS 21 by using this very unique feature of incisal leashes. And take records every visit to evaluate facial changes and occlusal changes. Now, this is how she looks after 3 visits. You can easily make out how well the arch is developing and how useful the SAP bonding protocol is to increase the amount of incisal show, to increase the amount of gingival show, to begin lateral arch development, give her a much wider and broader arch at the end of treatment. Keep evaluating the upper incisor positions carefully during treatment, and during the PRAM visit, you can decide on bracket repositioning and wire bending as required. Now, the second case is again a moderate bimaxillary protrusion, again being treated non-extraction. So severely proclined upper and lower incisors, but since we have spaces in the upper incisor region, we are converting this bimaxillary situation into non-extraction using contemporary PITS 21 treatment approaches. Now, this is how she looks intraorally. And again, this is with SAP, ELS, and incisor leashes for incisor control early in treatment. Now, the last case is again a class 1 with severe proclination. Patient complains of an anesthetic facial appearance, and she has almost a 10 millimeter overjet, narrow upper and lower arches, a non-consonant smile arc, where we flip the anterior brackets for getting early axial control, and we place the brackets using SAP protocol. This is a completed bonding with 014 night wires, ELS, and disarticulation, and light 2.5 ounce class 2 elastics. And within 2 months of beginning treatment, the incisors or the axial position of the incisors has shown a dramatic improvement. So this is how PITS 21 helps us to treat patients very, very easily. Now, what do patients actually want? If we ask patients what they really want, patients basically want superior cosmetic smiles, outstanding facial aesthetics, and most of them ask us, can you do that as quickly as possible? That is where PITS 21 has a very, very important role to play. And what do orthodontists really want? We basically want improved control of tooth movement, greater predictability during our treatment processes, the ability to use simpler systems and processes with fewer appointments, with great finishing and superior aesthetics. So to conclude, I would say that the PITS 21 system has some conceptual advantages over conventional O22 into O28 passive self-ligating appliance rods. Fuller engagement helps us to initiate 3D control much faster and earlier in treatment. The arch wires have small cross sections with lighter forces. We also have reduced wire cross sections, which help us to get full engagement much, much faster. And full-size wires are available in various materials, permitting variable modulus, a truly variable modulus approach. Thank you for a very patient hearing.